Peace to the family. It's Black History Month and the Taz Show's first show of 2022. Stay tuned for an explosive episode under the Orishas Explained, and welcome to the Taz Show. Peace, love, and salutations to everybody. Thank you for joining us one more time. Today we have a special one. And as always, we have the usual suspects in the building. We have the neighborhood etymologist as well as the goddess herself, Yasini. Thank you guys for joining us. I figure we're gonna start off with the feminine energy. So before we even get anything out there, I appreciate you guys for being here. Make sure that you press the like button. Make sure that you share it and give us all the comments that you have. In the meantime, let's have the sister Yasina let us know who she is and where they could find her. We can't hear you, sis. It appears like that you're having audio problems, but at least I can
I
hear you.
am Yasini,
There we go.
aka Denise Grant, the house. Okay.
Most definitely, most definitely. Yeah, thank you, sis. Make sure that you guys check her out. We have Yasidi in the building, so make sure that you shout her out and you give her some mad love. We have a special intro for the sis.
Brother, I wrote about the stars. I wrote about the moon. I wrote about things in the sky that go boom. I wrote about death. I wrote about life. I wrote in the morning, afternoon, and at night. I constantly search for new ideas. I talk to my elders, my friends, and my peers. I study astronomy, history, and religion. My analytical mind is constantly on a mission, struggling and striving for the perfect poem. Bracing myself for the perfect brainstorm. The more that I write, the more that I note. My best poem yet is yet to be wrote. Yeah, Yasini.
Be sure to check her out. Make sure you check out her channel. Subscribe. Check out her website. She's doing big things. So make sure that you go and check her out. In the same note, we also do have the God himself, the neighborhood etymologist, with us. So
Yes.
if you could tell the family, brother, where they could find you at.
Yeah, you already know. As the good brother already stated, I'm the neighborhood etymologist. You feel me? And I'm in every neighborhood. So yeah, I'm your etymologist. Y'all rock with me. Rock with the brother Taz, sister Yasini. Trio Dios in the building.
Peace and love, brother. Peace and love. Let them know who you
Do
are.
this all the time, and I swear it won't stop. These people throwing shade, I be throwing sun rays. So people want fame, I be putting you on.
Good to have you in the building, brother. And like he said, together we are Trio Dios. But Thank you for joining us, guys. Today we have a special one. Uh, we're coming in, on the first show of under the Taz show. Hope you guys are ready. We have a PowerPoint under the title, The Orishas Explained. Hope you guys enjoy it. So first off, let's get it started with making sure that everybody goes to all our platforms. You can find me under the Taz Show under all platforms except on Facebook. Facebook, you can find me under Tasmaniac Wolf. Check out the brother D Calico on his YouTube channel. Look him up on Facebook, as well as the sister Yasini. She's under Yasini in the house. On YouTube. So make sure that you check her out on Facebook under Denise Grant. And check us out on Instagram, Twitter, obviously on Trio Deals. You can find us there as well. And we're gonna get it in. We're gonna get it in. So we gonna start off by making sure that we understand what the whole thing is going to be about. The whole concept of the show today is to talk in regards about the seven African powers. Now we are going to speak in regards about other orishas because there is a lot of them. There is a whole plethora of different orishas, but we're gonna mainly touch base on the main seven, and we're gonna go from there, adding certain other ones as well that I have ready for you guys. All right. So we do have some people in the building already. We have Elite Media. Thank you for being widows. We got Yayo Africa. Peace. He says peace to the family. Shiva Batista says, Sister Yasin, sending Sister Yasini some love. Earth God in the building. He says, peace and best intellectual tour. We appreciate that, brother. We definitely appreciate that. So we are in the building. We are Trio Deals, as you guys know us. And just a little heads up. What we're about to hear right now, I need you guys to understand that there is thousands and thousands and thousands of different stories. There is no specific story that applies to one orisha. Each orisha has, several stories that have morphed into other things throughout the process of the years, coming from all the way from Nigeria, all the way back through the Caribbean and to even to the Americas. So if the story that you hear here today for any of these orishas is not the story that you have heard, please understand that we are not telling you that this is the official story. No, there is a plethora of stories. So if this is not the story that you heard, let us know in the comment sections. Let us know that you've heard a different story. Tell us what it's about. Share with us, and make sure that you like the video as well. We got the sister Kate Crofters in the building, Kai in the building. Thank you for having us. So we're gonna kick it off. Who wants to you want me to take the first one, brother, or and sister, or somebody want to read first? I'll take the first one, and we just go from there afterwards. But the first slide is the seven African powers. They are seven of the most well recognized and celebrated of the Yoruba culture. Also identifies as the Orishas, they are common to all beliefs of the Yoruba creation. It must be clear they are not always considered to be the same deities. In Voodoo, they are perceived as Loa or Loa. In the Macumba traditions of Candomblé and Umbanda, they are Orixa, while in Santeria, Voodoo's corresponding religion, they are spoken of as las siete potencias. And lastly, in the Congo Basin, they are referred to as Nkisi. And I'm not telling you that's the right pronunciation. That's my version of the pronunciation of of these. So if I am slaughtering the pronunciation, I apologize for that. PNF is in the building. Peace and love to the brother. Thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the PowerPoint, bro. like, share, and let us know what you think as we're going. So that this first slide gives us, an introduction, of the different places where we find the Orishas, and just a few places, not all places. All right. But we do have them, in all types of different areas, like I said, in the Caribbean and also in the Americas. Whether it be, voodoo, whether it be las siete potencias, the orishas in your of Yoruba, the seven African powers. So we're gonna dig in deep, and like I said, there's a whole lot of them, but we're gonna speak in regards about the seven main ones today. We're gonna add a couple of them in the process of naming those seven, but we're gonna speak mainly about the seven African powers. Reason why we have the esoteric library that's brought to you by the Taz Show. Is the seven African powers by Monique Joyner. Make sure that if you she didn't ask me to advertise for her. I'm doing it because I really enjoyed her book. Her book is amazing. It has a lot of explanation. I also want to give a shout out to the witch queen Yaya on YouTube. She has a plethora of information. She helped me in my throughout my search of the Orishas, and what to understand. I already knew a little bit, but she gave me a whole plethora of information, as well as, family that I have, from Cuba and other places where I gather some information as well. But great book, Seven African Powers, The Orishas by Monique Joyner. Check it out. But back to the thing, over to the PowerPoint. So Orishas, you want to take the first this one, Sister Yasini? Oh, I think we lost Brother Calico. We have Latasha Montague in the building. She said, "What's happening? 804 has arrived. Peace and love, sis. Thank you for being here." Oh, we have the brother back. You want to take this one, brother? Uh-oh, he's having technical difficulties. Well, I'll continue in that while they get their stuff together. As soon as they get to come back. So Orishas, the Orishas are claimed to be emissaries of Olodumare, the divine, all-knowing deity who created the earth and the entire universe. All right. So from that first sentence, we understand that Olodumare is the omnipotent God, the all-knowing, the Almighty. They are the Orishas, they are their emissaries, or his messengers. All right. And it says they are demigods who have been assigned to watch after mankind. They oversee the forces of nature in addition to mankind's trouble. The Orishas recognize each other and are seen primarily by their distinctive numbers, colors, markings, meals, and personalities. These dictate what gifts and contributions are acceptable for each Orisha. The advocates of all the Orishas require contribution, so the Orishas acknowledge correctly and provide an answer in the presence of a spell or a curse. They are best known by the forces of nature that guide them. Example, Elegua is located at the crossroad, while Oshun enjoys the rivers and the streams. So we get to see now that, that there is a connection between this Orishas and nature. All right. Nature seems to be um reflecting off of them, and based on the powers that each of them have. It's a representation of nature, or natural things, like a river, or like this one states, we found Elegua at the crossroads. So we get to see that this specific tale, or culture, has a connection with nature. I think Brother Calico is still having technical difficulties. I really wanted him to add, but we get the show must go on. You ready, brother Calico? Well, he's still having PNF said Olodumare is the divine all. Oh, he's asking if he's the divine all knowing. Sounds like Allah the more. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Very much so. When it comes to the Yoruba, or any of the other derivatives that come from that, because it originates in Nigeria, in Africa. Um, but Olodumare is the main god, the one that's sitting on top. The dude in heaven. And it's a very very crazy family if you want to look at it, because I've come to look at them now as like as a family, and because of that, you get to understand that it's kind of like a dysfunctional family or whatever. But let's keep going. I see that we lost a couple of them, so let's keep it moving. So dominant spirit, a secure relationship with one dominant spirit influence provides an individual to request for the aid of all seven spirits in every covenant. All right. So if you secure a relationship, welcome back, Brother Carlo. If you secure a relationship with a dominant Orisha, that guarantees you to have access to the rest of them. And if you want access to all of them, if you get the right one, that one is going to connect you to all the other ones. It says the seven African powers are summoned for overcoming obstacles, help with spiritual change, and encourage of personal power. Any individual can summon upon the seven African powers, bearing in mind that they are spirit guides, and anybody, whether they are initiated or not, have contact with spirits of the deceased for their direction. Normally, they are called forth by burning a vigil candle, which is seven colors, or using seven different candles to represent the various colors. Fasten strips of scarves or fabric of seven different colors in a bundle are spinned in the air above the head for guidance and strength during trouble and hardships. So they have a little thing, and they get on the top. And a disclaimer to anybody, because I did read something in regards about it. If you go and end up calling on any of these ancestors, and you and you're not of their descent, there is a chance that that things might go south for you. So you might want to look up the this Caucasian girl. She was a college student. She summoned, damn, who did she summon? It wasn't Shango. She summoned Papa Legba. She summoned Papa Legba, and she saw him. And 3 days later, the white girl came up dead. Don't come back over here talking about the Taz show told me. No, the Taz show didn't tell you nothing. The Taz show is presenting you some information. If you go invoking somebody and dumbing your ancestors, and when they see you, they get mad to see you, that's on you. But moving on, I'm just letting it be known for those that are not aware. Yeah, Latasha says she remembers that, because there was this white girl, that she summoned dude, and mysteriously, I'm not saying it was him, but mysteriously 3 days later she was found dead. All right, what happened to her? I have no clue. I can't tell you. Goddess Aboriginal says wholeness family, peace and love, sis. It's great to have you here. Hope you enjoyed the show. Let's move on. So the Yoruba. All right, the Yoruba people were a noticeable presence in the West African world around the 5th century BC. Previous to the unification, there was many historical accounts that make mention of battles for supremacy against unruly invaders. The Yoruba were a scattered nation with many semi-independent tribes ruled by obas, aka chiefs or rulers. The only aspect that tied them as Yoruba was their dialect. Upon Oduduwa's reign, the Yoruba kingdom was born, giving the role of a king most importance. The successors were coined the sons of Oduduwa, and we're gonna get into who Oduduwa is. But before that even took place, it was senior elders from different tribes that were scattered all throughout what's known today as Nigeria. All right, like we see this picture on the top right hand corner. Senior Yoruba Obas in the year 1939. We find some at the bottom as well, in the middle and at the bottom. So there was elders that that were taking care of different tribes during past times until they were all unified and united with their first king, which was Ududuwas. The sister Yasini is back. Welcome back, sis. If you want to jump in at any given time, please feel free. I'm not sure if you're still having some troubles with audio and video, but if feel please feel free to jump in at any time. But let us continue, because that puts us into into perspective of who the Yoruba was and how they came about, before and the after of the unification of the state that we call today Nigeria. All right, but let us move on. So we have King Oduduwa. All right. Now the founding father of the Yoruba was King Oduduwa. He was a divine king. According to tradition, he was the holder of the title Douni of Ile Ife, the Yoruba holy city. He was not only the first ruler of the unified Ife, but also the progenitor of various independent royal dynasties in the Yoruba land, as well as ancestors of the numerous crown kings. Stories represented him as the creator deity, making Ile Ife the place where humanity was created. It was said he migrated from the ancient city of Mecca in Saudi Arabia. All right. So the story tells that he migrated from Saudi Arabia towards what we know today as Nigeria. All right, and he was the first king of the unified kingdom of all the tribes that were scattered all over the place. And welcome back, brother Calico. I don't know if you're still
Oh
having.
yeah, it's official.
Oh, you official now?
Yeah,
All right, all right, all right. We have Sacred Grove in the building. She says Islam to the familia. Islam, sis, it's great to have you. Hope you enjoy the show. Please make sure you like, share. If you haven't subscribed to all of our channels, be sure to check us all out. All right, but we appreciate you here. Obotala, we are gonna touch base on him. So get ready. Kai, just a side note,
Islam.
I miss watching you in the comment section. I am grateful and to be able to have your presence with us today. It's been a minute. We love you, we miss you, we think of you. Um, but let us continue, all right? And brother PNF says, "Wow, he migrated from Mecca." I was about to text that Yoruba is similar to Mecca in an Indian religion. But you want to add something on King Ududuwa? He was the first Uoni of Olife, the first king of the united kingdom of Yoruba before they were. That's what we have established so far. From what they have, the Yoruba, beforehand were scattered tribes all over the area that we call today Nigeria. And they had elders, that guided each tribe or whatever. And once they were unified under this king, the first king, King Ududuwa. All right, so he migrated from the city of Mecca. All right, in Saudi Arabia. All right, well that's what is said. That where he came from or whatever. But we're gonna move on, and I'll let you read the next one with Ayanmo. Go ahead, brother. Get on.
All right, 1 second. But the Yoruba have their own doctrines, concepts, spiritual beings, and symbolism. They they believe that we all experience ayanmo, right? So that's destiny, purpose, or fate in life. We choose our own destiny before birth. This is forgotten entirely upon birth, so that we can live life to claim our ayanmo. This is accomplished by attaining the divine state of becoming one with the source of all energy and creation. Olo, Dumare, you know, like the brother P and that you feel me? That black substance, that triple blackness. It is the duty of all people to become enlightened spiritually. To do so, one must grow with Orienu, meaning spiritual consciousness, and united with Orun, which is spirit. So those that achieve transcendence go to Orun Riri, and that's the good heaven realm. So Ayanmo. Hey, we can't hear you, Tad. You muted.
My bad. Thank you for letting me know. Well, that gives us a kind of a trinity. Uh, we have two sister Denises. I'm guessing this one is no good. So we gonna have that one. Welcome back, sis. If you're ready, but it gives us kind of like a trinity, So they have a Yanmo, they believe in a Yanmo, which is destiny or purpose, or faith. All right, and that purpose you search it so that you could reach, the state of Olodumare, and they have three stages of this enlightenment: the Ori Iunu, which is the spiritual consciousness, the Ori Orun, which is the spirit, and the Orun Riri, which is the good heaven. That sounds kind of like what we know today as heaven, earth, and hell. What do you think, brother?
Yeah, that's definitely a good comparison. But I don't see any hell in their pantheons. But I definitely see the levels of heaven. Is what you're saying?
Right. Yeah. A triple standard or whatever, of three different places or three different states. Because when we're talking about hell, we're just talking about, your lower self, not an actual devil per se or whatever. But that is Ayanmo, that or destiny. All right. So they also have uh I'm gonna assume the right pronunciation is Aye, which means life. All right. And it says the Yoruba believe that a person's thoughts and action in Aiye interact with all that exists and lives, even Earth herself. During Aiye, one must grow their Iuno through meditation and prayer. The word itself has different aspects. It acquires depending on the use that is implemented. One aspect speaks of the physical world and all its inhabitants. The most common use speaks of life on earth and all actions that occur within it. Finally, the spiritual and deeper meaning presents itself when an elder scolds at you and admonishes you in Yoruba that Omo Aiye, which literally translates into you do not know the depth of the principalities and powers that work among the human beings of the earth. At that point, Aiye becomes synonymous related to the dark spiritual power related to voodoo. Aiye mi. All right. Have you heard of this Yoruban concept, brother? Because I was pretty or sister Yasini. I see that seem pretty stable, so you might be ready to share with us if you are.
It seems like it's more like I.
And I'm not going to contest that because
Yeah.
I should have looked it up, to be completely honest.
I
And
mean, no, like like that's just showing the connection of all our tongues. You feel me? All our mother tongues, anyway. You
Right.
feel me?
Yeah, and
Yeah, we,
I was basing it on the little accent that it has on the E or whatever. But I mean, hey, you might be absolutely right. But that's what I get represents. So is that search that you're doing, while you're here on Earth, all those decisions that you make while you're here. All right, you want to add something else, brother?
I'm hoping Sister Yasini got her mic right
Right. No, yeah, I mentioned, if Sister Yasini, I'm pretty sure you could hear us.
because they
So
did me the same way. I had to get off my phone and go to my laptop.
right. So please jump in as soon as you got your or do a mic check for us, so we could see if you have it together. All right. Brother PNF said this very emphasis. Murugun is son of Shiva and brother of Shanisha. Muruguna Kamara is god of war who brought civilization to Africa. That's deep right there, brother. We're gonna touch into some of those aspects, not all the way to with some of those, but oh, see, I can't believe I'm gonna have to do this while I'm online. Please forgive me, but there's spaces where there should not be spaces, and that is, oh my goodness, no. I am going to have to fix it in front of you guys. Really? That is not cool. It's shift enter. Wow. My apologies, but well, at least you're getting to see that this is not just something that I just put together. There is actual work that goes into this. All these things that we do. So I hope that
And hey, and for anybody that might like to purchase this PowerPoint or any other, definitely hit up the brother Taz, at the Taz show, or on Facebook, however you can get in touch with him. And Taz, run that across the bottom, man. I'd appreciate that.
All right, yeah. Give me a quick second to even this out. I can't believe I didn't notice that there had been a glitch right there. There we go. Oh my God, and it's still not complete. We're gonna have to just, yeah. This is not cool. This is so not cool.
Yeah, but this definitely this definitely my forte. From what I'm looking at, Ashe. That's up my alley all day.
Go ahead, brother. Read it. I'm gonna watch
I'm
him
gonna
call.
get with it. But Ashe, the of Ashe is a powerful life force that is very similar in concept to the chakras in India, as well as the chi found in Chinese culture, Chinese. You
Mm.
know, this force has the potential to bring about change, good or bad. The Yoruba believe everything was given Ashe by Olodumare from natural phenomena, rain, that's the agua, lightning, that's the electricity, hail, that's obviously the ability to transmutate that same water into another form. You feel me? And thunder, you feel me? The effects of all that lightning, to bodily fluids, which is blood. Names considered very sacred, songs, curses, even the day and night itself. So when they worship a river, lake, or tree, they don't see it as an idol or a god. Instead, it is another vessel of Ashe, a force worthy of admiration. And that's what the word worship means. It means worthy of.
Those are
You
that.
feel me? And certain things and people are worthy. You feel me? It don't mean you have to, you know, cry a river on their feet and dry their feet with your hair or anything. You know, but definitely they are worthy to be treated, in the same amount. You feel me? But a force worthy of admiration and respect. Yoruba wisdom says existence itself is dependent on Ashe. In addition to its sacred characteristics, it also has important ramifications, reflected in its translation as power, authority, command. A person who, through training, experience, and initiation, learns how to use, I can't see the whole thing, the essential life force of things to willfully effect.
To willfully effect change is called an Alasi elder within the Yoruba. I have to fix it, so I didn't want. Oh, there it goes. I didn't want to do that while. What? There you
Hey,
go.
whoa, hold on now. Watch this. You
Go
see
ahead.
that? And learns how to use the essential life force of things to willfully affect change. That power is called what? It's
Ash,
called, or what kind of elder within the Yoruba is that called?
Alaasi. It's
So,
called. It's
so,
called an Alaasi elder within
so,
the Yoruba.
so, are we paying attention? Because that is, once again, that's Allah, huh? And how should you call on a God? Hmm? Like, how would you, ask or bring that power and that authority and that command? You're going to Ashe. So it's Allah Ashe.
Allah Ashe.
You feel me? It's just like saying Olo Dumare Ashe. You feel me? Tahuti Ashe. You feel me? All of this and all of that. So that's what that is.
Facts. 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 So the next one we have, hopefully, I didn't have any other mistakes in there, but let's continue. We have Ajogun, which is a warrior. The word Ajogun or Ajogun literally means warrior, since the Ajogun wage war against both humans and the Orisha. They include Iko, which is death, Arun, which is disease, Ofo, which is loss, Egba, which is paralysis. We know who Egba is. Oron, which is big trouble. Ipi, which is curse. Iwan, which is imprisonment, and Eshe, which is affliction. Ajogun don't act on their own unless human prone them to action by engaging in evil, which is taboo or don'ts, things that you shouldn't do. It is when man violate taboo that Ajogun come to action. This shows us that it is not Olodumare that creates evil to torment human beings. Rather, evil emanate from the supernatural force called Ajogun. In Yoruba spirituality, it is believed that there are over 601 deities. These deities are classified into two, namely 400 deities at the right hand and 200 deities at the left hand. However, some Babalawo prefer to use 200 deities at the right hand and 400 deities at the left hand, but the former is rarely used but is more appropriate than the latter or the noun. All right. So before they used to use 400 deities on your right hand and 200 on your left. But they think because your left is more powerful. That's why we don't use it now. That's why we they make everything right. You drive on the right hand side of the road. Everything is right brain thinking at all times. All right, but they thought that it was more powerful if you had 400 on the left hand and 200 on the right. All right, which Babalawo, I made a link to it, for the people that didn't know what exactly it was. So just to be quick with it, Babalawo is a Yoruba chieftaincy title that denotes a priest of Ifa. Ifa is a divination system that represents the teachings of the Orisha Orunmila, the spirit of wisdom, who in turn serves as the oracular representative of God. So it's an oracle. The Babalawo claim to ascertain the future through communication with Orunmila. This is done through the interpretation of either the patterns of the divining chain known as opele or the palm nuts called iking on the traditionally wooden divination tray. All right. So just some FYI for those. I know I put it in there because to me it was something new. It wasn't something I was already aware of. So Babalawo for those that they that didn't know. You want to add something, brother, or before I go to the next thing, or Sister Yasini? We're still waiting on you, sis. I really wanted to hear
Yeah. Yeah.
your
Matter of
take.
fact, matter of fact, I was just gonna text her to tell her to maybe try on her phone.
Oh,
'Cause
she's
I
in
know.
the comments. Peace and love
Yeah.
to the TAS audience. Some have been silenced, but I'm here. We love you, sis. We hate that you're having technical difficulties, but we
I mean, we
appreciate.
both had it. It's crazy. That's what I'm saying. I
Right.
had to get on my computer, and I'm pretty sure she was already on her computer. Maybe she need to try the phone. We gotta
Right.
fight them. We gotta fight them. We need you up here. So let's go ahead and kick some ass with it.
Most definitely, most definitely. But moving on. So we have Otunwaye, which is reincarnation. You want to take this one, brother?
Yeah, because obviously we talking about you know, it looks like Aten, huh? You know, like in Kemet we got a tomb or Aten Ra. You feel me? Aten is the sun. You know, actually, but Aten Waye or Atun Waye, right? The Yoruba people believed in reincarnation, you know, or Atun Waye, you know, or the Aten way. How about that? But they actually believe that the souls of some individuals do return after death to live again in a different body. There are
Hmm.
different types of reincarnation beliefs among the Yoruba. One is the belief that someone who dies in good old age may return out of affection for his children, grandchildren, or relatives to be reborn into the family to live with them again.
That's crazy, ain't it? Go ahead,
Hey,
brother.
so
I was just mind blown about that concept when it was brought up because it kind of fits in with my belief system. But go ahead.
exactly. You know, it's good to know that the elders and the ancestors was already thinking like that. So it basically make us feel like, you know, we are remembering. You know what I'm saying? Like our memory is actually coming back to us that they say would have been erased since birth. But anyways, this type of reincarnation is called Ipa Dawaye, you know, the ancestors' rebirth. This is
Right.
the most common and enduring belief in reincarnation among the Yoruba. There is another belief in Abiku, or born to die. The third form of reincarnation belief among the Yoruba is Akudaya, and which means died and reappeared. The people believe that reincarnation may not always be completely physical, and for a long time, you know, the person can appear suddenly to intervene or rescue his family member from a particular problem. That's why they say entertain, you know, strangers, or you know, basically like you're supposed to, you know, be kind to strangers to a degree because 'cause basically you could be entertaining angels unaware. You know, this is what the Bible says. You feel me?
Those are facts, and there is damn. I should have added it in there. I wish I would have put that shit together like that, like you just put it together. But there is an Orisha that he comes knocking at your door. He looked like a bum, but he come knocking at your door asking for some shelter just for the night, or whatever,
Test your soul.
right, right. And if you don't let him in, oh wait, if you don't let him in.
Yeah,
But go ahead, brother. Go ahead, continue. I should have added that one in there. But I didn't put it together like you did right now. That's why I
yeah.
wanted to
You know, the person can appear suddenly to intervene or rescue his family member from a particular problem, only to disappear after. It's a
Right.
sudden and short reappearance that comes like a flash that leaves the person with an undeniable impression.
Right. Right. Those are facts. Those are facts. So Atun Waye or Atun Waye, reincarnation, which is a concept that I think that a lot of people embrace, especially during the Great Awakening. I see a lot more people being open to the concept of reincarnation. You know, even though we
Hey,
do have some that
hey, bro, you already know. You've been rocking with me, man, so you already know. Like I be on that Hindu stuff a little bit.
right, right. Oh yeah,
Hey,
yeah, yeah.
hey,
Those are facts. Yeah,
and how many times they say we gonna come back?
man.
Hey,
The time we
hey,
come through, you
hey,
go. If you didn't
hey.
know, now you know.
He said we will all live 7 billion lives. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about lives on Facebook either.
Right.
You feel me? We ain't talking about lives on YouTube. We
Right.
talking about for
7
real, for real. You know what
lives.
I'm saying? 7 billion. You know what I mean?
Each life could be X amount of years, you
Yeah,
know.
and you got billions to go. Yeah, for real.
Sit down and grab a seat.
Yeah, man.
Oh
So we
no
got
time.
we better learn how to deal with each other.
Yeah,
For real.
there's the concept that my cousin that for my Spanish speaking community that follows me. I know there's a few of them out there probably watching right now. They're bilingual, but they know my cousin, the one that I always do Spanish presentations with PowerPoints with her, and that's one of our main arguments all the time. She still is not convinced that the concept of reincarnation comes back. She's still trying to figure out the detachment of this is not us. You know, this is it's a vehicle, it's a car. You know, the body doesn't define your existence. You know, but that's my perception. You know that I can't help her with that. You know. Monique Hill is in the building. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. We love you. We've missed you. Great seeing you over here. Hope you enjoyed the presentation. Make sure you give us a like and share it in whatever um, places you could share it in. So moving on, let's go to the Patakis. All right, because the Patakis are a main reason of why after so many years the Yoruba culture stands strong, even though it has left is mother home per se. You know what we know today. Well, Yoruba, what we know today as damn, the name just literally got off my Yoruba is called Nigeria. You know, so what we know today as Nigeria, and as it traveled, you know, all the way through the Caribbeans and through the Americas, you know, the Patakis changed a lot. So let's get into it. It says the sacred stories of the Yoruba, Santeria, Voodoo, etc., are known as Patakis, pronounced pa ta keys. It might be Patakis. They have been passed down orally from generation to generation for thousands of years, sometimes undergoing subtle transformations over time due to varying interpretation skills on the part of the storyteller, and sometimes due to linguistics and cultural shifts caused by immigration to new lands. The Patakis recited in Spanish today by members of a particular Ile religious house in Cuba may differ from the way stories are told in a neighboring Ile like Haiti. They will certainly vary from the way the stories are told in Yoruba in a village in Africa, or the way they are related in English for people born and raised in the United States. But the essential structure and message of the Patakis remains the same, and all are organized as part of the sacred body of literature that's the backbone of Santeria. So, you want to add something, brother?
Yeah, once again, you know, like off the rip, that word looks like patah. You know, Ptah is a god in ancient Egypt, and and to say that these are sacred stories, of the Yoruba and the century and the voodoo. It's almost like saying these are of the mythology of Ptah, or like the stories of Ptah, so to speak. Just to try to correlate everything, because you already know me. I'm a synchronous. I feel like everything that's ancient syncs together when you really look at it.
Those are facts. Those are facts. So the Patakis, that's why I was making reference to everybody that once we start getting into the actual seven Orishas or the seven African powers, if you haven't heard this story that I'm about to present to you guys, do not be alarmed. Taz didn't make it up. It's just there's thousands and thousands of versions, of different ones. So it all differ from one place to another. So moving on. Let's start off with Alegua. All right, because he's the one that meets us at the crossroad. So you wanna take a stab at him, brother Calico?
Yeah, Elegua also spelled, you know, Elegua or Elewa or Elegba or Legba is the most important of the Orishas in Santeria. Uh, we're gonna go to both sides of the water if y'all understand.
Right.
But when we saying Yoruba, that's you know that's basically the motherland that people call Africa, and Santeria is the motherland that people call America. But Elegua was the first Orisha created by Olodumare, and he existed prior to and witnessed creation unfold. He is the key to any of our religious practices. For without Elegua's blessing, nothing can proceed. So basically, in a Christian sense, I'm gonna say that there is no way to the Father but through, or there's no way to Olodumare but through Elegua. You
Alegua.
know,
Yeah.
without Elegua's blessing, nothing can proceed.
Nothing.
This is who you meet at the crossroads.
Facts.
You feel me? Transpired nor succeed in the world. Elegua is the owner of all roads, and like I say, the crossroads. So if you run the crossroads, that means you run those roads, and those are all the roads. You know, he's the owner of all roads, crossroads, and doors. He stands at the crossroads of the human and the divine, and he is childlike messenger, between the two worlds. In this role, it is not surprising that he has a very close relationship with the Orisha of divination. Uh, I mean the most divine, or the Orisha of being divine, the divine Orun Mila, and he is the power that allows all of the something and of the universe to move.
Where you at? Allows egg for where you
He
at?
is the power that allows all of the what,
Oh, the Ashe.
and what else? What other words is that after that?
Ashe in the universe to move from point A to
Okay, allow all of the Ashe in the universe to move from point A to point B. Elegba allows our prayers to reach the Orishas. Elegba allows ache to flow in Igbo, meaning rituals and sacrifice, so that our fate may be changed. He facilitates divination. Dil Ogun, Obi, Okwele, or any other form of divination by communicating to and for other Orishas and to Oludumare herself.
oh,
Mm?
that's supposed to say his self,
What I'm saying is, you know, Papa Legba, who they sometimes show, not only as a child but as a crippled old man,
right.
is represented basically as Lazarus in the Bible. You
Uh,
know,
okay.
yeah,
Now since you mentioned it, brother, I think it should be something that should be mentioned. Fun fact: if you didn't know, you will now. The Yoruba, Nigeria, what we know today as Nigeria, is the only place in the world where there is no pronouns. You know, the primordial gods were known as androgynous, and only the Orishas that came on Earth once you left wherever the primordial gods were at. Once you came out of there, and they came to the world, they had to choose. They had to choose. They were either going to be male or female. And there was some of them that chose to be both. We will see that there is some aspects of certain Orishas that everybody will probably think that they would be female entity that should be represented, but within the Yoruba culture, we find that it's very common to have a feminine entity being represented by a male deity, or whatever. So they don't have no pronouns. There ain't no he, she, or all that other stuff, which was very interesting to me, because I wasn't aware of that concept like that or whatever. And Brother Calico and I had a conversation in regards in regards about that. But moving forward, the beginning and the end. All right. So we're still with a Legwa, or a Legba, or Papa Legba. All right, because a Legwa is Papa Legba. All right. If you choose to call an Legwa and you are not who he wants to see, and you end up in the news. I bet not see my name nowhere in the news. The Tash Hotel, no, no, no. I didn't tell you nothing, to none of no such thing. I gave you some information. But moving forward, the beginning and the end. Elegua is sometimes represented as a child, and sometimes as an old man. He represents the beginning and end of life, and the opening and closing of paths in life. So those are my huskies. If you hear, that's my girl. She hears me, so she's trying to get my attention. See, she's talking to me. She's trying to, and you're gonna hear her keep talking. But just so everybody knows, he represents the beginning and end of life, and the opening and closing of paths in life. All right. So when you have a major change in your life, he's gonna be there to meet you when you decide, are you going to go this way, or are you going to go that way. He's going to meet you at that intersection. Because of this, he has many aspects, or caminos, which is roads, each encapsulating a different area he ruled over, or a different personality. He is the great divine witness to all humanity's actions. He is also the first to test our integrity and our word. Because of this quality, many followers of Santeria consider him to be a trickster or a troublemaker. Some people prefer to think of him as the great experimenter, always testing humanity to see what will happen next. Elegua is always venerated first in every ceremony that we do, after the ancestors have been honored, that is, so that he can open the road and our evil will reach his destination. All right. You want to add something, brother?
Uh oh, I didn't even realize that was a whole paragraph. Okay.
Oh
But
yeah.
but nah, I ain't gonna lie, I liked it because it just clarified what I was just telling the people, 2 minutes ago. You know,
Right.
not only is he represented as a youth, but he's also is that, sometimes a crippled old man, you know,
Right.
whom in the Bible, like I say, is Lazarus. If you want to, if anybody ever get a chance looking up, Lazarus is Papa Legba, and it's just to make you let your guard down to come as a youth or is to come as an elder.
Right.
Either way, that person gonna think they got the upper hand, not knowing it's like they dealing with Anubis. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't think that's just a little puppy dog.
Right.
Yeah.
Facts. And Sacred Grove says Sanctus Tortilla, meaning the Holy Three, could be Santeria etymologically. Not sure though. Um, uh, as far as the definition, I know that it's it comes from saint, the worship of saints, because that was the when the as they say that because of the transatlantic slave trade or whatever, when they came to places like Cuba, like Haiti and stuff like that, they try to force uh um Catholicism to its inhabitants, and the people that they were bringing over here, so you were forced to worship this Christian deities, this Catholic deities or whatever. So what they did was they literally turned the game on the conquistador. They grabbed their deities and they literally attached them to whatever fitted the best with their deities and their deities. Now, and they started worshiping the way that is, so each Orisha in Santeria is related to a specific saint. Maybe that's another PowerPoint that I might do in the
Hey, hey,
I actually have a santero, or which is a priest, from Santeria, that might be able to help me or whatever, but that's the origin of, I mean, the definition
hey,
of Santeria, the
man,
worship.
bro, I'm looking at the definition of caminos. You feel me? It got me thinking about the El Caminos. You
Oh
feel
yeah,
me?
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. You feel me? And number one, El meaning God, so it's like we talking about El Legua. You feel me?
right.
When we talking about El Camino, you feel me? And there's many aspects or caminos, basically. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah.
That's deep. All right, let's go on. So now we looked at Elegua, all right, or Papa Legua. Now so let's look into Oshun and her sexy self. Uh, who read the last one? I read the last one, right? Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, Oshun. She is the Orisha goddess of love, healing, fertility, and fresh water. Not that sewer water, you hear me?
Right.
And- But she is both a creator and a healer. Followers call on her for help with fertility and to cure ailments. Huh? Like that lets you know one goes, in hand with the other. You know what I'm saying? So people don't want to be fertile. I guarantee you're not gonna have a great immune system. You know, I guarantee you're gonna have a long list of ailments. You feel me? Because the fountain of life is the fact of you even being fertile. Like Dr. Sebi said, well, he had like a 3-year-old that had just been born when he had just passed. So he was a old man, but he was still fertile. You feel me? So when certain things stop producing in the proper way, then you are no good. You know, it's just like if a woman never has a baby, like it's just nothing but death there then, because it was never like, so fertility is necessary. You got to at least be capable, or you're gonna, or you're not never gonna be healthy. But her energy can heal and create life, but she can also take it away if she feels that we are ungrateful for what she has given. She represents everything that is lush, huh? We talking about fertility, fertile and juicy in our world. She is considered one of the most powerful of all Orishas, and like other gods, she possesses human attributes such as vanity, jealousy, and spite. Her husband is Shango, god of thunder, whom she falls in love in one of the whom she falls in love with in one of the drum festivals that she went or that she attended, and the two got married. The legend said that the first encounter between Oshun and human beings took place in the town of or Osogbo in Nigeria. Ever since then, the people considered that city sacred. Taz, you muted.
My bad, my bad. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So fact. So her husband is Shango. She represents fertility, and she is found at a river. We know that the river waters are drinkable. They are the cleanest that you could find them. So Oshun represents all of that. And we see, I hope everybody's paying attention to the fact that there's characteristics that there are that each Orisha has that are presented as human characteristics. Because if she has vanity, jealousy, and spite, then that means that she is exposed to feelings and emotions. Which is something to keep in mind, because I am gonna add to that in the future in the future. But still with Oshun, the legend. All right. So according to the Orisha legend, Olodumare, the god of all gods, sent the female deity Oshun down to earth to create a world with a group of male deities. Oshun wore a gold dress and jewelry. She was dark, beautiful, and quite flirtatious. While they admired her beauty, the male gods didn't think that they needed Oshun's help to create a world. Frustrated she wasn't getting the reverence she deserved, Oshun left this boys club and went to the moon, where she lounged and admired herself in the mirror. Oshun didn't try to convince the male gods of her value or demand reassurance that she was worthy. She just left. She knew they wouldn't get far without her. Oshun's departure caused the earth to dry up. Without water, there weren't any plants or animals. There was no life. It was said that all water on earth belonged to Yema, Oshun's mother or sister in other beliefs. All right, you wanna add on something, because it continues on the next slide. Brother Calico,
No, I'm with you.
right? So
I mean, basically, I ain't gonna lie. Like I say, in the spirit of syncing everything together. The Dogons, who are heavily associated with all Yoruba people, is what I'm saying is in the Dogon world or mythology or explanations of creation, because we know Oshun is the ocean, the waters of the earth. So that's the majority of everything that we call life. There's no fertility. There's no existence in a physical form without her, without water, that ocean. And it speaks on how the Dogon, like Earth was barren, and it sounds the same. How they felt like they can create a world without her, and it was here, and it was nothing. It was just barrenness. You feel me? And then the Dogon, when they came to this planet, they knew that being reptilian, we are the reptilians, being that they knew that they could not live without water, and they brought their own supply, and they flooded. They gave the earth its first flood, hmm? And they gave the earth all of the water that we see now today. So obviously it's saying that there was none, and even this legend is saying it in a philosophical way that there was no ocean. Because of the ignorance of the gods, thinking that you could build a world without her.
well,
Wanted to add that.
I'm gonna um, I'm gonna contest that only because of the fact that there is another Orisha that we're gonna touch base on.
Yeah, 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 Maya.
That they no, there's two other ones that they whatchamacallit, that she's considered the ocean. when we looking at Oshun, her being for fertility and actual drinking water. That's why you find her at the river, and not the ocean like the other ones. But I mean, I get where you're going with the whole Dogon thing. But as far as the Yoruba, there is another Orisha that's represented by is
Yeah,
the representation of the
and now that you break it down to it being three, Maya, Oshun, and whoever the other one is, it basically makes you, because I look at water as the all. Water is the all. So we're gonna say Allah, the Creator, whatever. Water is the all. So what I'm saying is, being that it's broken down into three, it goes make me go back to what they said in the beginning about those three, basically levels of heaven, or the afterworld, or afterlife, or just life itself in general. You feel me? On all those realms.
facts. All right. So the divine feminine. Who read the last one? I did, right? Or you did?
Yeah. No, that was you.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead with this
Yeah, the divine feminine, right? The gods didn't know what was going on. They didn't connect their failed attempt to creation to the missing goddess. Confused by their lack of success, they went back and informed Oludumare that they couldn't create the world he had requested. The gods explained that the world, what did I say, was barren. Oludumare looked at them quizzically while noticing that Oshun was no longer with the group. Like, hey, hold on. I
one.
sent you everything everybody you need. So where little mama went at? Goddamn. You know what I mean? Goddamn. He explained to them that Oshun, her love, beauty, and energy, was essential to create the world and life on it. The what is it?
The chagrin gods.
The chagrin gods apologized to Oshun and begged her to come back and provide her life-giving energy and love. She accepted their apology, but sternly told them not to treat her dismissively again. Huh? Sister Yasini, we apologize. Nah, hey, but upon her return, the world became fertile and beautiful, and the need of the divine feminine was undeniable and cemented throughout history. Happy Black Goddess Month.
Most definitely, most definitely. So that gives us a concept of the legend of Oshun, and how she played a major part, a major role in the creation of the world. Without her, there was no. It didn't matter what the other gods were coming here to do, because you need the liquid, to be able to lubricate, everything around, to nourish everything around. So that's the role she played. You found her at a river, and there's more about her. It's just we will have to make a PowerPoint specifically about her to go into more detail about all aspects of her, because like I said, there is tons of other parts. But we now we understand Elegua, we understand Oshun. Now let's look at Shango or Chango, the god of thunder. No, my apologies, my apologies. The god of lightning. All right. Now it says Shango, also called Chango, major deity of the Yoruba of the southwestern Nigeria. He also figures in the Edo people of the southeastern Nigeria, who refer to him as Ishango, and the Fan people of Benin, who call him Sogbo or Ebioso. Like all the Yoruba gods, Shango is both a deified ancestor and a natural force. So there we have the connection again with nature, that all these gods come with some type of representation of something that's going on in the surroundings of this realm that they're appearing. They're personifying elements of the world. All right. So we're natural force. The ancestral Shango was the fourth king of the town of Oyo. Oral tradition describes him as powerful, with a voice like thunder and a mouth that spewed fire when he spoke. He is viewed as the most powerful and feared deity within the Orisha pantheon. His most prominent ritual symbol is the Oshe, a double-headed battle axe statue. A double-headed battle axe. Statues representing Shango often show the Oshe emerging directly from the top of his head, indicating that war and slaying of enemies are his essential attributes. All right. So God of lightning, when he speaks, is like, he has such an affirmative tone behind him that is like fire is coming out his mouth. All right. And his persona, his presence itself is just powerful, and most feared among the Orisha pantheon, which makes him one of the strongest within the pantheon of the Yoruba. And I want to make sure that everybody, as we're looking at the Shango or Chango right here, we see that he has his axe and he got it coming out his head as well. All right. But pay close attention, family, because we're gonna touch base on the fact that there is these horns protruding from where his last rib is at. All right. If you could see, he's got the two well, they are panthers, but tigers of some kind or whatever. He's got two of them, but right above them or next to them, he's got these horns that are protruding from his sides. All right, from where it appears, where his last rib starts. But go ahead.
See, that's a good representation of Nimrod. Once again, why I always say I am a Nimrod, you know, etc., etc., etc. I say what they are scared to say, but like they always say, Nimrod was what? A great and mighty hunter. Mm.
Right.
And if anybody ever watches my Nimrod Decoded, I don't really want to give y'all too many jewels because that video deserve a good look. You feel me? Y'all need to actually go watch it. But
Right.
what I'm saying is, just to give you a little jewel, I spoke on of Nimrod. Nimrod, Nimrod actually is the first representative of who we call Saint Nick or Santa Claus. So being that he's got to be Saint Nick, then I'm like, okay, who is his Rudolph? Huh? Who is the Rudolph to Nimrod? And it is the red nose leopard. Because there's different kinds. There's pink nose, spotted nose, red nose. I showed how the red nose leopard is his Rudolph. But nonetheless, that's his attack dogs basically. You feel me? Just like you see with Shango. You feel me? Those two leopards. And you'll always notice Nimrod the same way. For real. Or even, Emperor Halassi Selassie. You'll see him with two giant lions, trying to show you how Nimrod was kicking it. And you can imagine, that's just like if we was hundreds of years ago, you and those dogs, or period, even right now, in that cold weather, you and those dogs are like a hell of a tandem. So you could have just imagined, hundreds and thousands of years ago, being a Nimrod with two animals like those big cats. You feel me? But yeah, I was just, doing some synchronicity.
Right, right. But they folks should go and check out that video, so they could get a good good aspect of what it is that you're talking about in its entirety. And to give a shout out to the sister Yasini. She says her heart's hurting because she's not active in the bill. Sis, don't take it too hard. There will be plenty more. I know that you have a lot that you wanted to share and that you probably have in your mind to share right now. But we appreciate you. We love you. You're here with us in spirit, and it's unfortunate, but we're gonna pull through it. So let's talk about the legend because we're talking about Shango. So let's talk about the legend and what comes with Shango. All right. So, but go ahead, brother.
Yeah, the
You,
legend. It said that Shango once crossed paths with the living as a mortal man, but after his death, he became immortalized as the powerful Orisha of storms and thunder. It sounds pretty much like Asar, or who we call Osiris. Mhm. Because he was a mortal, so to speak, and or lived a mortal life, and upon dying, he was basically crowned the god of the underworld. And it's important to understand Yoruba divinities are sometimes considered as primordial spirits or as deified ancestors, uh, linked with ethnic groups of people as well as the natural world. In some cases, they are perceived as heroic individuals who made important contributions to the life of the people and were chosen by the supreme gods to be transformed into Orishas. And then, see, like I say, once again, back to that Hindu mythology, you know, it always speaks on how, we are all asuras, before we become a Devi. You know, Devi is basically where you're getting divine from. You feel me? But you're all, we're all asuras first. So it's like saying you are all just a regular Yoruban until you truly are chosen as being divine, or like till you have lived a divine lifetime, then you can, make it to the next level of becoming an Orisha. You feel me? And according to legend, Shango should create or could create thunder and lightning by throwing celestial stones down on earth. And wherever lightning was believed to have struck, the Shango priesthood would search the surrounding area to retrieve them, as the Yoruba believed that these thunderstorms were imbued with special energy, and they should enshrine them in temples for rituals honoring the god Shango Ashe.
so there we have a little in depth about his origins. We're able to tell that not only are some of these orishas presenting us
Hey, hey,
with
is that
with
my computer froze or did you freeze, bro?
I don't know. My computer seems pretty fine. I'm moving around and I could see it on my thing.
Oh, my bad. I guess that was my computer freezing up.
Yeah, but we could see that these orishas, not only do they have aspects of mortals, by experiencing um emotions and feelings, but they also as well have origins as certain
Boy, they're trying to get me out of here, Tad.
why you're stuck.
Back and forth. Like every now and then you'll go off the screen and everything like it's rebooting. I don't know what's going on. They doing they playing them games.
Yeah.
Hey, but just in case you never know what happened. But I want to just give a shameless plug, man. Because you remember I did the video with Dr. Aleem El Bay, the master teacher himself, and it was about Shango is the Shang dynasty. Showing you how we are the Asiatics. You know, now that y'all learning about Shango, you might understand my video a little bit better. So I'm just dropping that.
Right, most definitely. Go check out that video, with the brother and the doctor Alim El Bey. He went in deep for sure. As he does all the time. You know,
Yeah.
but now we also understand that there was a priesthood, a following that that made it a point, to have these stones, these celestial stones that they claim to have been close to lightning,
Hey,
or
hey,
struck by lightning, and
hey,
because
hey, hey, and matter of fact, what stones would that be? Because you remember matter of fact, on the Mandela effect, we ended up mentioning that old cartoon. What's the name of them?
oh,
The Flint
the
stones.
Flintstones.
Huh? So that sounds like those, stones, so to speak. You feel me? Because that's definitely where we getting fire.
The Flint Stones.
Yeah.
The
Huh?
Stones. I hear you.
I'm talking about strike a couple of them together. Throw some flames in somebody's face. They gonna be like, whoa, this dude ain't playing.
Right.
Especially back then.
Right. So when we're looking at Shango, we could actually come to figure out that he actually does have human origins. So we find emotion in the Orishas, we find feelings in the Orishas, we find human origins in the Orishas. All right, and one of the many that are represented is Shango. So it says Shango's depiction is that of a tall, dark-skinned man wearing a brass crown, holding a double-sided axe, which chiefly symbolizes the thunderbolt, a prominent illustration of his power. He is the personification of manhood, as represented by the ram, his sacred animal, whose bellowing resembles the loud rumbling of thunder. Legend tells that Shango had human origins in the trait of an impetuous warrior who later became an arrogant ruler of the ancestral Yoruba kingdom of Oyo as its fourth Alafin king. His reign lasted about 7 years and was marked by continuous campaigns in exceptional battles. He brought prosperity to the Oyo Empire and was eventually raised to divinity status upon his death. But other versions of the legends paints him as a dark figure and a tyrannical ruler who abandoned his kingdom and became the powerful Orisha of light and thunder. All right. So now we have the aspect where I was mentioning to you guys that he has these horns protruding from the side of him. What kind of horns are those? Those are ram horns, all right? Because he's an Aries. He's an Aries. That's why he's so volatile. That's why he's so explosive. That's why his voice is like thunder. It's part of his persona. All right, but and his sacred animal is the ram. All right, and that's why he has the horns protrude, not only on this picture, but you will see that if you just Google Shango, you see that a vast good percentage, over half, over more than half, that's for sure, of the photos that you will find of Chango, or whatever you know him as, he will have those ram horns protruding from from his sides, which is one of uh his keynotes or whatever. You want to add something, brother?
I mean, I'm a ram too. You feel me? So,
Right,
so I,
right, right. Yeah, yeah. You're
so
an
when
Aries.
I see it, I could just, I can, in a zodiacal sense, I definitely know that it means he's a leader. You know what I mean? Because that's what the ram is. The Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So
He's the first sign of the zodiac.
he's a natural. We're natural born leaders.
Right,
Obviously Shango is that.
right, right. Facts, facts, facts. So we know. So now we know. His human origins. and a little bit of his story, that comes with it. But there's more. So because there's a very controversial part about him, and I'm wondering, is it as ascension or suicide? With all the respect to all the gods and the elders that thought this, because some people reject these certain aspects that have come about, or with the stories that have been passed down. But go ahead, brother. I'm pretty sure I read the last one, so go ahead and get this
Yeah,
one.
the ascension or suicide. The most popular story about Shango is probably the numerous tales found regarding his transformation into an Orisha.
Fact, because remember, he was he has human origins.
Mhm.
So he was human and he transcended, or he evolved, or
Yeah.
he,
So basically, he's the Yoruba Enoch. Uh, the way he ascends and becomes that archangel.
Mm.
But in a Yoruba sense. You feel me? And the tales tell us that he discovered a charm. Uh-oh. And that sounds like something me and the brother Ani Osaru about to do. Uh, because he just did a video talking about the runes, and we talk about this charm. It throw me on that right there. But yeah, y'all get ready for it. But and then the tales tell us that he discovered a charm that enabled him to call down lightning and thunder from the heavens and unintentionally destroyed his own palace, killing most of his relatives. It was probably around, that good old Thanksgiving time. The family was
You
hanging out.
are.
He was like, hey, he's like, bro, y'all think I'm tripping, bro? I can make it rain. He was like, man, you ain't even got no money. He be like, I ain't talking about money, man. I can make it rain right now. Oh, shut up, man. I can make it lightning. Man, please, hey, please, y'all wouldn't even like me when I'm angry. Do not make me goddamn make it rain in this motherfucker. You know? And nobody ain't want to believe him. So my boy called on that lightning, that rain, and blew the house. Man, I blew the damn house up, man. Come on,
Literally
man.
blew the house down.
You feel me? I'm talking about this led to the end of his reign. Motherfucker, give me that crown back, goddamn it. You done blew the whole kingdom up. How you going? You ain't no king no more. But now, causing deep devastation and loss within him. His grief and shame brought about his suicide. He was ready to go with the family. You know, and they were probably pulling his ass anyway. Like, man, bring your dumb ass over here. How the hell you survive? You know, but by hanging himself from a tree. So this is like the Jesus story, because in different Bibles it definitely tells you that Jesus was hung from a tree. It also says that he was born under a tree, the sycamore tree. In another version of this tale, Shango was driven out by one of his war chiefs following a contest. Like I said, once again, it sounds like a Sar. Sound like how Set, you know, who was a war chief, you know, uh, following that contest, got him to jump inside that box that fit him perfectly, and they cut him up into pieces. But
Mm.
uh, following a contest, tells that under the advice of one of his wives, Shango tried to get rid of two of his most powerful generals by having them fight each other, like how King David put the basically it was a guy whose wife he was lusting after. He wanted the guy's wife, so he put the husband in the front line of battle. You know, knowing that he wasn't a warrior like him, he was like, "This guy can't survive what I survive. I'm gonna
Right.
put him on the front line, and then I'll have his wife."
Mm.
He tried to get rid of these two most powerful generals by having them fight each other to death, as they were seen as threats to the stability of the kingdom.
Thanks. Now we're gonna go more into depth into this story later on, but we're gonna leave. I'm gonna leave some mystery behind it because there is another Orisha involved. And peace and love to the Empress, to the goddess Yasini, in the building. I hope she got her situation together. As far as the sound
Can you
barrier
hear
that we
me?
were having.
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
Oh
hear
my
you loud,
God. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
loud
Oh
and
my, oh my Dios.
yeah, most definitely. You know
To the
that's
trios.
it's three deals in the building. You know, and we didn't even know that we were gonna be able to get that together.
Wow.
But only under the task show, you know, we have the three gods with us today. You know, we finally have the Empress Yasini, you know, and hopefully we get to hear a lot of her intake. You know, but Sister Yasini, you know, we see that Shango, you know, had this situation that led to his hanging, you know, or whatever. And because of it, you know, it looks like he allowed his pride and his ego to get out of balance, and he couldn't contain that rage within him, you know, that volatile energy that comes with being an Aries, you know, a person of that volatile energy or whatever, you know. But we're gonna touch base into the whole concept because we're gonna we there's another person involved that I purposely left the name out, you know, because I say tell tells that under the advice of one of his wives, Shango tried to get rid of two of his most powerful generals by having them fight each other to death, and they were seen as threats to the stability of the kingdom. All right.
Hey,
So we're gonna
bro.
go into depth with that story a little later on to see the wife and why she did what she did, so it could give us a whole concept of what this whole story. This is literally family. This is literally, if you're looking at it, and if you're joining us, you know, through the process of this, is literally like a big old dysfunction of family. You know, it's like there's always something going on with them. But you were trying to add something, brother Calico.
Yeah, man. Did you see what this brother Sacred Girl, my brother Tram Dickerson L. He know him, so I always throw his name out there.
Oh,
Hey,
Sandra, I mean the whole
hey, but bro,
Oh,
yeah,
wait. See, I remember now. I remember that I messed up the last time, you know, and I didn't get it. But now I remember he's under I believe correct me if I'm wrong, under his wife YouTube, or he's on his wife's channel right now or something. And I would, my apologies, because I was addressing him as a female when we first began the show, and you know, is my apologies, but it just came back to me now that the god Calico, you know, mentioned the fact that he mentioned your name.
yeah, yeah.
Like, oh wait,
Hey,
I know.
hey, but I definitely see that connection that he just made when how you say Sanctus Tertia or whatever. You
Right,
know, it's like you can see how they would you know transliterate that or so-called simplify that and make that just a one word like a Santeria.
right,
You know, and meaning the Holy Three, meaning voodoo, you know, the Santeria and the Yoruba.
right. But we're gonna, you know, we're gonna go deeper into that story a little, a little further into the presentation, and we're gonna touch base on on Shango's wife. Remember, Shango he had many wives, so you know which one was it? You know who was it? You know, so we're gonna go into that. But let's talk about, you know, the of what the wife created. What was it that the wife created? All right. And that brings us to Gabanka. Gabanka the sorcerer. All right. I don't know if the Empress is okay to read. If she's not, I'll just throw it back to the brother Calico, and we'll go from there. You're muted, sis. So I see your lips moving, but we can't hear you because you're muted. Your mic says that it's muted.
Hear me now?
Yep, we could hear you. Oh, you muted yourself back up.
It said the host muted my mic.
My apologies. It was me. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so the Gabonka, the sorcerer. However, one of the warriors, known as Gabonka, issued a challenge of his own, declaring that if he was victorious, it would be between him and Shango, with the loser being exiled from the empire forever. So Gabonka seduced his opponent with ease and decapitated him. With fire in his eyes and contemptuously threw his opponent's head on the lap of the king. Enraged by his gesture, Shango condemned the warrior to death by fire, but this failed miserably against the powerful sorcerer who mysteriously reappeared unharmed after 3 days of telling Shango to vacate the throne for his infidelity and to never to return. So, seen as a failure by his people, Shango was so embarrassed that he left the kingdom and killed himself by hanging. Tale tells that during a huge storm that fell on Oya after his death, the voice of Shango came from the sky declaring that he had not died, but had instead returned to his place in heaven where he would continue to watch over the Oya Empire. Wow.
Facts. So now we see that this wife, she made the she put her spoon in the pot, and hey, listen, something's going on and they're gonna be a problem, so you need to get rid of them. So Shango has them, go duel each other, to death. But what happens? One of them, Gabanka, he peeped game. And he's like, wait, hold on. You ain't finna just send me off and think that I'm just gonna die afterwards and just bend over. No, 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 no. I'm gonna issue you my own, you know, uh,
Mm-hmm.
challenge, And yeah, you put me to fight, dude, whatever. His name is right here on the other side, on the Timmy Agbali Olofa Ina. That's the other fighter's name. All right, his name is Timmy. He's like, yeah, you got me fighting Timmy. I'm a fight Timmy. But when I fucked Timmy up, I didn't want to curse in the damn. My apologies. I was trying to go the whole show without any profanity. My apologies to the family, to everybody else. I get a little too excited sometimes, so excuse me with the profanity. Not It's not a curse. It's just profane. But he's telling them, yeah, I'm gonna go fight Timmy, but I'm gonna knock Timmy's head off, and when I knock his head off, I'm gonna throw it back at you, and you next, and we gonna get down. And when we get
Yeah.
down, and I beat you, you gonna have to vacate the premises, pimp. You thought you was gonna get rid of me, but you not. And we see an aspect. Who does it remind you, sis?
Is this your leader?
Is this your leader?
You know what I'm saying? Is this your king? Uh,
I wish I had that what you call
yeah.
it. But brother, sis, who does this
All right.
remind you of? That after he won, he threw the head at him, and Shango was all in his. He was feeling himself like, how dare you, off with your burn him alive. And three
Oh
days,
my God.
3 days
I'm,
later, he comes back to life. What does that remind you of?
yeah. I think his name is Jesucios Christios, otherwise known as Jesus Christ.
Or basically
Yeah.
Saint John. Saint John.
Jesus
Yeah.
Because what
Christ.
happened to St. John?
What
He
happened?
was
Oh,
Yeah,
he
he was
came back
beheaded.
yeah.
after 3 days.
And so like it does remind you of Jesus. It's like saying, the king, I forget the king that that tried to get him and all that, or Pilate, right?
Right.
Or Pilate, however, right? Pilate,
Pontius
yeah,
Pontius
yeah,
Pilate.
yeah, Pilate. I'm just saying, can we be saying it the basic way? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's Pilates, but hey, regardless, right? What I'm saying is, it's like saying Pilates just chopped off the head of his homie St. John and threw it in the lap of Jesus. Like, and what fuck, nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
If that ain't contempt, I don't know what is.
for real.
But
Damn.
but 3 days later, dude came back and he's like, bro, I told you you're gonna have to vacate the premises. And whatever
Right.
you got planned, it ain't going down, bro. He was so ashamed because he threw a big party, like yeah, one killed the other one and I burned the other one alive. 3 days later, dude come back like, listen, bro, you
So
still
Taz,
you
let me
still
ask you
taking my.
this.
Go ahead, sis.
Taz, we were talking one time a while back, and we were talking about Shango, and I mentioned that he was a great dancer,
You
right?
did.
Okay, so this is probably how he was getting all those wives. A lot of
Oh
people don't think that Shango was Michael Jackson.
yeah, yeah.
You were putting that salsa on him.
He was doing some hee hee, and
Yeah. Quote
Aye.
to quote to
You were putting
quote
that aye
to
on
quote
him.
the goddess the goddess witch Yaya, which I encourage you guys go check out her YouTube channel. And
Oh yeah,
she's from Nigeria, she has a lot of I watched her videos over and over and over because she has a whole series about the Orishas, and it's so
right.
intriguing what the perspective she brings or whatever. But she calls Shango, she makes a reference to him in one of her videos, and she calls him Miss. She is the Orisha version of Mr. Steal Your Girl. Like, if
Yeah,
you got a
all of
girl
that,
and he likes her,
all of
he takes
that.
her. He had a
Hey,
whole bunch of wives.
hey,
This
bro.
dude had.
Hey, bro.
All
Taz.
of that bumping and grinding, bumping
Hey,
and
hey,
grinding.
hey, I ain't gonna lie. It's a strong comparison to Zeus. Because Zeus,
Yeah,
Zeus had many, 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 many wives. Like basically he
right.
slept with all the goddesses. I mean, he didn't have them. But what I'm saying is, what do you expect within the span of 7 billion years, man? I'm, you know, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna have 7 billion lives. That's more than 7 billion years.
Bro, I'm a man.
You
Every
feel? I'm talking about.
But check,
I'm, I'm talking about. I probably got
hold up.
all 7 billion to go, man. I got so many to go, man. Guys, dang.
right.
And
Well,
check this out too. Check this out too. I want to ask Calico, is Shango's story related to Orion or Nimrod,
That's what I already
like you
said. I
already
was like, hey, see you.
as far as him being a skilled hunter, and not just that, but
On
like
the way.
was
Yeah, I forgot
extreme.
you wasn't in it.
yeah, she
No,
was.
no, extremely great to look at.
Yeah, she was.
Like
He
he
was.
was
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, exactly. So watch this. See, the people don't know when I brung up that video Nimrod decoded, especially the 2.0, that version. Yeah, that's me and Sister
Mhm.
Yasini on that build. So Sister Yasini
Absolutely.
already know who Nimrod's Rudolph is. You feel?
Yes, absolutely.
You still there, brother Calico? Uh-oh.
Yeah. If you think the
Yeah,
powers that
she know who
be,
the
they
Rudolph.
will know.
Yeah, they hating on me.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They say you can't finish your sentence.
They told me to shut the fuck up and don't say nothing.
I'm
Well,
doing a shameless plug. Damn, they shut me down.
Yeah, that,
Oh,
but definitely go check out that video, because it'll give you
Because
some
YouTube hating, so it got to be good. It got to be good.
most definitely, but I'm gonna get into Yamaya because she holds a special place for me, and
yes. And
though her story is short, she is v- very intriguing, and I don't go too much into depth with her because I'm making a whole entire PowerPoint just about
mm,
her and the three goddess the trio deos of the Yoruba, So, but let's get into
yes.
Maya because as we could see, she's represented by the fish. So she a Pisces, just like we know Brother Calico, an Aries. When we talking about Shango, we know that he's represented by the ram. And when he's being represented in pictures, he's got the ram horse protruding from him. Well, the same way and in the same form when we looking at Yamaya, she is represented not only by the fish but by the crescent moon. All right, we with the crescent moon, we're always gonna have it find it affiliated with with a female, some type of female
Crescent,
or deity, or
Crescentia.
huh?
Crescentia.
Right, Crescentia. Yeah. Most definitely. So it says Yamaya is the Orisha of the surface of the ocean. All right. It's important that we understand the difference in between because there's somebody else that is the goddess of the depths. All right. And we're gonna touch base with that. But Yamaya is the Orisha of the surface of the ocean. She is the
Mm,
other half of Olokun. Olokun
mm,
sometimes it's a sister and sometimes it's a wife. When she is a wife, Yamaya is the one that you could find her a lot for being personified as a male Orisha. All right, some type of like Poseidon, a male water figure, or whatever, So Yamaya is one of the ones, I portrayed her as the female version because of the fact that most of the information that you find about her is in an aspect of a female entity, since we are speaking about water, about something that flows, and when we're speaking of water, it's a feminine aspect or whatever, but she is the androgyny that is found within an Orisha. Very, it's not rare, to find her as a male, as a man or a woman or whatever, so her other half, sometimes a sister and sometimes a wife, sometimes both
mm.
androgynous. While Olokun is the keeper of the secrets and rules over the depths of the ocean, Yamaya presides over the surface of the water. Yamaya's name derives from the Yoruba words yeye or iya, meaning mother, and Omo, which means children, and Eja, which means fish, and thus literally means, her name means mother whose children are the fish, or mother of the fish. According to the Etans, or the tales of the Yoruban Yamaya is a primordial spiritual entity who was charged by Olodumare to assist Obatala with the formation of humans in Olofi's creation of Earth. She is recognized as the Orisha of motherhood, aka the Great Mother, and the Queen of the Sea. Life on Earth would be non existent was it not for water and Yamaya, both an essential part of creation. All right. So, first things first, she is a primordial, a primary, she's one of the she's one of the main ones, that without her there would have been no creation, and she's just represented by half because there's also Olokun, which is her other half, and she takes care of the top, Olokun takes care of the bottom, the depths of the ocean.
So
But
she's
what
representing the triple blackness,
right, she's in the she's
primordial
right, she
blackness.
yeah, 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 yeah. I agree. You want to add something, brother Calico? I
No,
don't know.
I want to say that she gives life. She's given life through her womb as the triple blackness or primordial waters. Like
Fact.
that you have to come through to live on this earth. You have to come through your Maya.
Right. You have to come to the primordial waters. You
Do
know the waters from above have to flood the earth. You know when you hear of the floods, the great floods. Is the aspect of conception when a woman's
yes.
when a woman's primordial waters break and her waters from above because she's standing above the ground from above floods the earth because it lands on earth. When her water breaks, the water lands on earth. And that is a sign of fertility. You know,
Taz, Taz, did you get to witness that?
when her yeah, no, yeah, well, you guys know that I had my baby at home. I had
Mhm.
a home birth or whatever. So yeah, I witnessed all of that. I saw the flood waters coming through, and and we knew it is time. But
Wow.
that's Yamaya. Now she is also the absolute mother. All right, you wanna take a stab at this one, sis?
Absolutely. So legend says that when her waters broke, it flooded the earth, giving rise to the oceans, rivers, and lakes. The first mortal humans are said to have been created in her womb.
Fact.
Since all life begins in the sea, the amniotic fluid inside the womb represents the sea. The
Fact.
embryo, in search of change and growth, begins its journey as a fish ahead of becoming a human baby. So
Fact.
Um, legend tells Yamaya manifests herself as a mermaid, half fish or snake, half human, which explains her association to Mimi Wata
Mami
from
Wata.
other African pantheons. Okay, so she is also associated with Our Lady of Regla from Havana, Cuba, and the African diaspora in the Americas. Damn it. She is the eldest sister of Oshun and mother to a majority of the other Orishas. She's a master at divination, which is the practice of seeking answers using supernatural powers. Women were banned from using such powerful magic. Mm,
Fact. Those are facts. Those are facts. So when
absolute mother.
the absolute mother. So when we're looking at Yamaya, we understand that her association goes, all over the place. If we're looking at Santeria, this is a
Mhm.
representation here in the bottom right hand corner, which is it's kind of sort of like a representation of the Black Madonna, but her name is the Lady of Regla, which is Regla is a city in Havana, Cuba. All right, which
Oh,
you get it
and
now.
and tell me that's not a pic of her representing this or the original Statue of Liberty over there to the right.
Oh, the one on the top,
Yes, top right.
right?
What
You
is that?
see that, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
She
goodness.
depicted as a what you call it, half serpent, or whatever,
Yes,
and we all know, Mami Wata, that that's
right,
from another pantheon of deities within the African diaspora, so
right. I'm looking at her headgear. Her
right.
headgear.
Yeah, that then now that's a crown for you. That's a crown for you.
Yes,
You know what I mean? So that brings us about to the absolute mother, to Yamaya, and expect a whole PowerPoint on her, I'm gonna end up this is gonna be my version of Lilith. I am going to do a
Mm.
Lilith PowerPoint, but it's gonna be called Yamaya something. So it's gonna have something to do with Yamaya that I haven't got a name for it yet, but that's how I'm gonna bring the whole concept together or whatever. But
Yo,
she's
can
all
you hear me now?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so here's the deal. They'll take one and they'll take two, but they don't want that trio. They don't
yeah.
want trio.
Nah,
Welcome back, Calico.
thank you. Cause when you were just talking about your Maya and Lilith, Lilith is the lily, and the
Mm.
lily is the lotus flower. So
Right,
Oh
so
yeah.
ob- so obviously they go hand in hand
right. Those are
because the lily rests upon the Yamaya.
Mm.
So
right.
we can easily make that that connection.
Right, right. Well, I'm gonna be bringing the whole concept. A lot of people have done Lilith videos out there or whatever, but it's always brought from the concept of the Bible, or not well, not the Bible, but the Jewish folklore. That is always there. I'm gonna bring it from outside and link it to how Lilith came about and the whole concept that's embraced worldwide, even today with the misconception of only being 12 zodiac signs when we really have 13, which is what we see, what we think of as the divine feminine or whatever, the serpent, uh whatever. But
Right.
expect that PowerPoint coming soon.
Yes,
But
and Taz, I'm definitely going to be making a donation to your Cash app because this information, although we're Trio Dios up in here, this is your works, and it's great. And just like if you're in a church and you like what the preacher is preaching, you're going to pay those tithes. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to Cash app you, and in the best way.
I appreciate you, sis.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. I don't know why you took that ticker off, man. I see. I got to go back here and control these buttons, man. I told you not to take it off. Not take that off the screen. Hey, and all
Yeah.
y'all watching, don't think I'm gonna take you off. I'm gonna let you off the hook. Y'all go Cash App $ the Taz Show. Or guess what?
Yes.
Unsubscribe, goddamn it. Unsubscribe. We tired of this. Nah, I'm messing with you. Hey, for real though. You know, dollar
Yeah.
challenge. Shit, I don't give a damn. Hey man, do they got a 50 cent challenge? You know what I mean? God damn. Y'all want to be all cheap and shit. Matter of
Most
fact, somebody give me $5. That's gonna be 10
Yeah.
50 cent challenges right there.
Yeah.
Gosh dang, man. Come on, man.
And and give because you like the content. Taz worked his ass off on
Or
this
because you got it
original.
like that. Hey, give because you like it or because you got it like that. Some of y'all balling now. Tighten up.
I hope everybody's
Yep,
enjoying the presentation because I did put a lot of effort into it. You see how long it
a
took me to.
lot.
If you go see my last PowerPoint that I did, it's been over a month or two, and I had already started the PowerPoint, but
Hey,
I like to put love into
see,
my work. I'm not gonna just bring
hey,
this.
I was just gonna say, see, I gotta use fancy ass words and shit because what I'm saying, my PowerPoints ain't gonna be the bird ain't gonna be flying, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, so y'all hang all that up. Ain't gonna be all that movement around, but I'm gonna throw some fancy words in there, and I'm gonna try to balance this thing out. Yeah. Hey, real talk though, man. Y'all support the Taz Show, man. I guarantee if y'all want to see this man doing it full time, support him, and he'll do it full time. You know what I'm saying? So let's
Yes.
get it.
Most
And
definitely.
y'all know y'all like this. Y'all know y'all like this video. You know you do.
Right. Be sure that you like and share the video, so we could reach as many people. If you're watching, at a different time, we appreciate you just for taking the time. You don't have to be here live if it wasn't your availability wasn't around, to be able to watch the show live. We appreciate you if you're watching at a later date. But with that said, Obatala or Obatala, different strokes for different folks. You want to take him on, brother Calico? Go ahead, brother.
And matter of fact, what music land at? I know he gonna be in the building sometime today.
Yeah, he gonna be in here sometime today, and he gonna watch the
But shout out to Monique Hill, the Sacred Grove. Uh, I seen a Yayo Africa channel. PNF,
Y'all,
Kai,
y'all seen it? Everybody on that list that Calico is naming.
yeah, Earth God. I know my boy Hunter 4D gonna be in the building. Gemini 9, Mr. Goodberger, all y'all. And if I forgot you, I ain't forget you. The name just ain't jumping in my head fast enough. But I'm looking at you in the back of my mind, you know. But yeah, Yayo Africa, Sheba, all y'all, we appreciate you.
Go ahead, brother. You can read.
Okay, Obatala, yep, known as the creator of humanity and all other Orishas, not Olodumare, as well as the oldest of the Orishas. So we talking about a primordial God. Yeah. He is the holder of the head and intellect. He rules the minds, bringing peace and remedies for all life-threatening illnesses. He is also attributed with the creation of earth. Before land existed, his father, Olodumare, the supreme god, sent him down to earth, which was then only covered by water. His father's wish was that of the creation of earth and was bestowed with a handful of dirt and one chicken to do so. No wonder people be using chickens and all these sacrifices and shit, huh? Huh? He is said to be a fair and candid judge. He offers strength to the blameless and justice to the guilty. Huh? Like people who ain't did nothing wrong always talking about they want justice. Man, justice is for the hard head mother sucker that did wrong. That's who we gonna get this justice to. You know? Y'all
Go
sit back and enjoy the abundance of peace while we go goddamn issue out this justice
right.
with this guilty motherfucker. You know.
Right. Well, Obatala, he seems, like a very, very important one because, we can't, not that we can't, because he did have his hand in it, but, it appears that the creation of man is coined to Obatala or Obatala, not to Olodumare. He gave the the command for it to be done, but the one that actually went in there and got it done and did it was Obatala. So that's where
Mm-hmm.
we find him as complying to his father's wish, to create, and like the brother said, it's always a chicken involved, but he was that's what he was given. He was given a handful of dirt and a chicken to do so. And and he found a way. I'm gonna try to connect. I'm gonna want you guys to pay attention because there is other aspects of the story in which he is given a chain, and that chain is what he utilizes to come down to earth. But we're gonna get into that in a few. But you want to add something,
Let me see.
Yasini?
Absolutely. Um, Obatala or Obatula.
Uh-huh.
You see that dove? That's the dove from my last YouTube channel, by the way. But Obatala is coming up out of the primordial waters. He's wearing all white. Okay,
Facts.
he's right. Yeah, he's representing like a motherfucker. So when you're calling on the Orishas and they show up, because they will show up if you're divine enough to have them show up. When you see that all white is really something else to see. He is representing, and if he's the son of Adalamari, look at all this power. Look at how they show it just in his picture. And I know Tass adds his special effects in, which is beautiful. And he set this out just right. There go my man, Music Land. Okay.
Did,
Yeah,
Uh,
in the building, in the building.
did we just
yeah.
manifest a
Shout out.
brother
Big
to the
shout
chat? or not? Did we just manifest this brother in
Hey, 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 bro. Speaking of angel,
man? Did we
you
just
know what I mean?
manifest this brother or what?
Hey, man,
We
that brother
did.
was all. He was there the whole time. Now I'm messing with. Now what it is now we really did manifest that. You know, bro. He got the call without getting the call.
Right.
Yeah,
Music glad, you know,
Huh?
we appreciate you in the building. You know, we hope
We
you enjoy.
do.
We
And we
hope you
hope to invite you on the show one day with all of your knowledge and expertise. We love you, Music Land.
for
I
sure.
know he got the big head. I know he got the big head right about now, but he deserves it. He's a great man.
he's an amazing man for sure. For
Yes,
sure.
sir.
But
Yes, sir.
so now we gotta
No,
ask.
wait. What I was the point I was getting at is Obatala or Obatala represents magnetism. And earlier when you was talking about Yaya, you need to let them know that it's Black Witch Yaya, so they can
Right.
go to her channel and get some of this great ass stuff. But Obatala represents the energy of magnetism or the elements of magnetism. And all of these orishas represents elements. So
Oh
the
yeah.
story that we got in today with Tats, yeah, they represent elements, they represent the chakra system, they represent a whole lot more, and they're more ancient than Christianity. So if you're wondering where Jesus got all of his knowledge from, I promise you, it came from the people who were practicing this as a religion. The Orishas, the Yoruba, okay? So your job is to take your
Hey,
Bible and
hey,
find
hey.
out, decode it by going back into the ancient religions.